Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are well. Losing my book there. Today we are going to discuss all things Just for One Day, a show that I just uploaded a video for. Basically, if you don't know me and my video situation at the moment, we do two separate videos on each show. So the first one is always a vlog, a chat about seats, a chat about any problems I've had vis-a-vis sensory issues or trigger warnings or anything that the show itself says in its contents guidance. And then the second video is this one where we discuss the show. I kind of do a review, but we basically just chat. I don't know what this arm's doing, I'm gonna stop it. But yes, here is our little chat about Just for One Day. So if you want to know my thoughts and feelings, stick around and we'll get into it in 2 whole seconds. No, your eyes do not deceive you. I've also moved position. There's no good place to film this video in this room, so sorry. But yeah, let's get into it. Just for One Day at the Old Vic. When this show was announced, because it is a brand new show premiering at the Old Vic, I was intrigued. I wasn't around when Live Aid happened, I wasn't born. However, the bands and the music that performed is the band's music that I was brought up on with my parents. And when they start going, this is a brand new musical, it involves the story of Live Aid. It also features songs by Queen, The Who, Status Quo, just to name a few. I was like, okay, I'm fully here for it. I'm very intrigued. So this show has been written by John O'Farrell, who has previously written things like Mrs. Doubtfire and also Something Rotten, and it was also directed by Luke Shepherd, who has recently directed the likes of & Juliet and The Little Big Things, plus the Hope Mills version of Rent. So it already had a team behind it that I was fully on board with. Also, side note, please someone bring Something Rotten to the UK, please. I'm dying for that show to be over here. This show, however, tells the story of Live Aid and how it happened. It kind of takes it from 3 different perspectives that I wasn't prepared for going in. Obviously it's a brand new piece, I didn't know anything about it, but the 3 different perspectives kind of mould into each other in a way that was just very clever and I really enjoyed. So your first perspective is of a person called Suzanne. Now Suzanne is technically 2 people, a young Suzanne in 1980, I want to say 5, but I feel like that's wrong. I was right, 1985, but also the adult perspective in 2024. So 2 separate people are playing the role of Suzanne. They tell the story alongside Bob. Now Bob is Bob Geldof, who is the reluctant narrator, we shall call him. He says from the get-go, he's like, I don't want to tell the story, but then continues to tell the story. So you have that perspective. So you have Suzanne, who is the watcher, who is a teenager going to see the show, and that perspective. You have the older Suzanne, who is telling it from her memories, and also you have Bob, who is Bob Geldof, who's telling it from his perspective and his memories. Sounds confusing, it truly isn't. I'm making it more confusing than it is. You also have a third perspective, which is Amara. Now Amara is in Ethiopia itself, and she is saying what is going on in that time in Ethiopia and why Live Aid needed to be a thing. It is this perspective that hits the most. Obviously that character is living through it at the time that it was. It's so cleverly done, and I just really like the way that it was set up, because it could have just been, here was how Live Aid happened, ta-da, Live Aid happened, here's kind of a concert. And no, it was just so, I just really enjoyed how it was set up, and not knowing anything going in because it's brand new just really excited me. I was also kind of worried how it was going to end. Obviously there is one plot point that kind of leads you to some kind of ending, but then that ending wasn't the ending. But I didn't have to worry. It ended well. It didn't just go Live Aid, done, which it could have done. But yeah, I just enjoyed the show. It was fun to watch, and cleverly created in the way that each performer was various different people but with one name, which again makes it sound like it's really difficult to understand, and kind of the way that I'm putting it, it is, but it's not. Alongside the writing and also the direction, two other mentions that I wanted to give creatively are for the choreography, which is Ebony. Actually, I want to give 3 mentions, looking at my notes. I want to give a mention to the choreography, which has been done by Ebony Molina. It's so cleverly done. There is obviously big pieces where everyone has a microphone, everyone's like going for it, but there are moments where it might be just one performer doing the song because it was a one-person song, but then there was choreography in the background. I'm not a dance person and I'm making this sound really bad, so I'm gonna stop, but I really enjoyed the choreography that was done. I also really enjoyed the video and animation, excuse me, video and animation, thank you, which was done by the one, the only Andre Goulding, who I think I'm ruining his name every time that I say it, but I'm sorry. The video went around the 3 sides of the show. It was just cleverly done and made it feel almost concert-like, and it just worked well with the way the show is made up. Also wanted to mention the set, which has been done by Sutra Gilmore. It is simple, but it works so well. It's basically one standard set where the band is in view at all times, although sometimes behind a bit of a curtain, and the rest of the set is basically one set of chairs in Act 1, but then not chairs in Act 2, just stairs. Chairs and stairs, which come out from underneath the band, and then occasionally a little bit of extra movable set, which comes on and off, obviously. Moving on to the cast, because we need to talk about them. This cast were so insane, but such an ensemble collective. Without each and every one of them, the whole show would not work. It was just so brilliantly done, and I could speak for ages on every single member in this cast because I just really enjoyed it. Also, it is such a strong cast full of names, some of which I've seen previously in different shows, and I love to see people I've seen before, but also you have new faces that I haven't seen in anything, and I just really loved it as a cast. I do want to give a few shout outs, a few mentions. We have first, playing the role of Bob, we have Craig Ells. He is, like I said, the reluctant narrator, but also he is Bob Geldof. He is the one that everyone knows really well. Even if you're my age and don't know Band-Aid, you know Bob Geldof. I just really enjoyed his role in the show, and he played it absolutely superbly. I loved it. Another person that I truly loved was the role of Amara, who was played by Abiona Amonua. Again, probably ruining it, I truly apologise. Her voice is insane. I literally heard it in Act 1, I was like, I know this voice, where is she from? I saw her in Caroline Will Change, and you know when a voice just takes you back to a time and you're just like, oh my god, that is what her voice did. It was absolutely insane. Her voice is so incredible, and also she has like the powerful story to tell, and she tells it so well. Also I wanted to mention Gemma. Now Gemma is like the voice of the youth, if you will. She is in the present day, she is in 2024, and she is being told the story by adult Suzanne and Bob Geldof, because why not? She kind of is there to highlight what the youth of today, which I don't know if I can still count myself in, but what the youth that today need to do to like push forward and to carry on what was started. She is portrayed as the person who marches for her rights. She is the person who is going to push forwards to a more positive, more united, and more like, just, I don't know how to describe her character, but I really enjoyed it. And Naomi's voice, I don't even know if I've said who plays that role, but the role is played by Naomi Catio, and I really enjoyed watching her. Again, I previously saw her, I believe, in What's New Pussycat, so it was nice to see her again, plus her voice is just absolutely insane. Two more mentions. Firstly, we have the role of Margaret, who for my performance was played by an understudy. She was played by Kerry Enright. Margaret is basically Margaret Thatcher, and oh my goodness, I loved it. Margaret Thatcher is portrayed kind of as a baddie, but also as a comedic person, and those two together worked absolutely amazing. Kerry bouncing off Craig in their Mrs. T, Mr. G portions. I just really enjoyed them, and yeah, very, very enjoyable to watch, and Kerry was absolutely hilarious. Finally, we have the pairing of Malcolm and Marsha, the iconic duo, who are played by Ashley Campbell and Danielle Steers. It's so nice to see Danielle back on the stage. Oh my goodness, that voice is like so amazing to listen to, and I really enjoyed the roles of Malcolm and Marsha because they kind of bounce off each other. It's just a duo that I absolutely loved. Yeah, iconic. So would I recommend going to see the show? Of course I would. I absolutely loved seeing it. I didn't know what I was getting myself in for going in, but I had no need to worry. It's absolutely great show, and yeah, I would 100% recommend. It is running until the 30th of March. I would hope that after that there is another production somewhere along the line. Do a Sylvia, give it a couple of years, come back, do something. It is just really great to watch, and yeah, I loved it. So go and watch it, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you very much for watching. I love you all lots. I shall see you soon. Bye.